Hi friends, today I am going to discuss about the Medical Surgical Nursing 2 and Unit 1 Oncology Nursing. So in this we are going to discuss about the hospice care. So hospice care means there is a definition. It is hospices provided care for people from the point at which their illness is diagnosed as terminal to the end of their life. So if the patient is having become ill and the illness become terminal, so terminal means it is a leading to the death. So from the diagnosis to the end of their life, the care can be provided to the patient. It is called as hospice care, and that does not mean the hospice care needs to be continuous. So there is no need of continuous for the lifelong. So some people may like to continue and some may not be like to continue the hospice care. So hospice care can be provided to the patient from the diagnosis to the end of their life, and there is the hospice care needs to be continuous. Some people may be like to continuous and some people may not be like to continuous the hospice care, and people sometimes like to take a break from the hospice care if their condition has become stable and they are feeling well. So if the patient condition becomes stable and if they are feeling well, so because of the stability of this condition, the patient may not interested to the hospice care. So the patient may not have interest towards the hospice care. If the patient becomes stable and if the patient become feeling well and they does not like to take the hospice care, so they will take the break for the hospice care. So it is called as hospice care. The hospice care can be provided from the diagnosis to the till the end of their life, and it may not be continuous, or it can be depend upon the patient wish, and it can be provided hospice care if their condition has become stable and they are feeling well. If the patient becomes stable and they are feeling well, they take the break for the hospice care. It is called as hospice care. Next one is hospice care provides for medical, emotional and spiritual, psychological needs. All these aspects is often referred to as holistic care. So in this hospice care, the care can be provided to the patient as a medical and emotional and spiritual. The psychological needs can be provided to the patient. So all the aspects can be included in the hospice care. So because of this all aspects can be included in the hospice care, it is called as holistic care. So in this hospice care, the medicines can be provided to the patient according to the condition of the patient. The medicines can be provided to the patient and the psychological needs can be provided to the patient. So all these aspects can be included in this hospice care. So because of this it is called as holistic care. So holistic means there is a total aspects can be included in this hospice care. Because of this there is referred to as holistic care. So next one is care also extend to those people who are close to the patient and into the bereavement period after the patient has died. So the care can be provided to the people who are close to the patient. So the patient and the family members who are very close to the patient though. So the family members the care can be provided to the family members also, and into the bereavement period after the patient has died. So if the patient has expired, after that the care can be provided to the people, the family members. So bereavement period, so because of the patient expired, the family members can be in depression. So because of this depression, the care can be extended to the family members. So next one is most hospice care provided in home, but it can also be provided in care home. So in this hospice care, it can be provided in the home. More hospice can be provided in the home, but it can also be provided in a care home. So the most hospice care can be provided in the home, and it can be also be provided in the care home. So the old age home, for example, if the old age home, so there like that only there is a home for, there is a trust, like there is a for the cancer patient, there is a some of the trust will be there. So in that trust the care can be provided for the specially for the cancer patient. So like that only hospice care can be provided in the home, and it also provided in the care home. And next one is teams include doctors, nurses and social workers and therapists and counselors. So in this hospice care there is a team can be included in the doctors and nurses, social workers and therapists and counselors. So it is the team members included in the hospice care. Next one is hospices aim to feel more like a home than hospital do. So in this hospice care, the care can be provided in the home. So the hospice care, the team members can be provided care to the only particular patient. So individually the care can be provided by the caregivers. So in this hospice aim is feel more like a home than hospital do. So in the if the patient become in hospital, the care can be provided for the so many patients. So in this hospice care, only in the particular patient, only individually the care can be provided by the caregivers, and they become feel more comfortable than the hospital in home. So the hospice aim to feel more like a home than a hospital do. So in the hospital there is a care can be provided to the so many patients. If the in hospice care, the hospice care can be provided to the individually only particular patient. We are caring for the patient. So the patients can be feel more comfortable than the hospital in the home. So it is the hospice care. And next one is home care. And home care is a professional to help with medical needs, and a variety of professionals including doctors and nurses provide home care. And it is home care means there is a home care can be provided by the professionals, and they know the medical needs, and the variety of professionals including doctors and nurses provided home care. So in this home care, the doctors and nurses can be included in the home care, and a home health aide helps to help with daily tasks such as bathing and dressing, using the toilet and moving around. So in this home care, the care can be provided by the doctors and the nurses, and in this there is the nurses and the caregivers can be help for the bathing and dressing, using the toilet and moving around. So while walking also the nurse or the social workers, the nurse and the doctors can help for the patient to recover, and they may be volunteers receive payment from the patient and the family. So in this home care, the volunteers can be included in the home care. The volunteers can be receive the payment from the patient or the family members. So they can receive the payment from the patient and the family members. It is called as home care. Home care means it can be provided by the doctors or the nurses, and they can be provided care to the patient, and such as like bathing, dressing and using the toilet and moving around. So the nurse and doctors provides the care to the patient, and they can include the volunteers. They will be receive the payment from the patient and the family members. And next one is palliative care. So in this palliative care, it is an approach that improves the quality of life of patient. So palliative care means by the palliative care we can improve the quality of life of the patient and their families facing the problem associated with life-threatening illness through the prevention and treatment of pain and other problems. So in this palliative care, there is a improves the quality of care of the patient. The palliative care can be the palliative care can be provided by the healthcare services and who are become terminally ill. So in this palliative care become terminally ill patient, the care can be provided by the healthcare services and it can approach that improves the quality of life. So by the palliative care we can improve the quality of the life of the patient and their families and facing the problems associated with life threatening illness. So because of this illness, the patient and the family members become very depressed. So because of this illness, the palliative care can be provided to the patient to improve the quality of life of the patient and through the prevention and treatment of pain and other problems. So we can improve the quality of life of the patient by the prevention and the treatment of pain. So by prevention and we are giving treatment for the pain and the other problems. We are giving for treatment for the pain and other problems. By this we can improve the quality of the life of the patient, and there is a palliative care means there is a care providing to the terminally ill patients by the healthcare providers. It is called as palliative care. So the palliative care can be provided to the terminally ill patients and it can be provided by the healthcare services. And in this palliative care, it provides the relief from pain and other symptoms. And by the palliative care, we can relief from pain. So by giving analgesics or anti painkillers we are giving means we can reduce the pain and other symptoms also by administering the medications to the patient. So by this we can reduce the pain and other symptoms also. And next one is offers a support system to help patient live as actively as possible until death. So by the palliative care the nurse has to be provide the support to the patient. So after until the death, so until the death the nurse has to be provide the support to the patient to live actively. So because of the disease condition the patient become very depression. So because of this depression the patient is not able to do any activities. So because of this illness and in this palliative care the nurse has to be, the care providers can be provide the support system to the patient to live actively until the death. So until the death encourage the patient to live actively and offers a support system to help family cope during the patient illness. So because of the patient illness the family members and the patient become very depression. So because of this illness of the patient and the support to the caregivers can be provide the support to the family members and the patient and to help the cope during the patient illness. So to face the patient illness we can encourage the family members and the patient to face with the patient illness. And next one is providing the counseling to the patient and the family members. And by providing the counseling to the patient and the family members we can provide the counseling to the patient about the condition. So it is the palliative care and it is the palliative care. It provides the relief from the pain and other symptoms and it offers a support system to the help patient to live as actively as possible until death and offers a support system to help family cope during the patient illness and providing the counseling to the patient and the family members. Thank you.